What's going on, guys? Static here, and would you believe it, I'm actually playing SMP. Yeah, that's right, I'm on the HermitCraft server at the moment. I don't know why that's open, I should probably close that. Yeah, so a bunch of you guys knew that I was on HermitCraft and have been asking me to do a HermitCraft series for a while now. I've been intending to do it, but just haven't had time to record, and I had a little bit of spare time, and I thought, why not get this series started? Today's episode is going to be a little bit more laid back than usual. The HermitCraft series is going to be pretty laid back anyway. It's more or less just going to be me running around HermitCraft, doing a few odd jobs, and doing dual comms with the other guys on the server. If you're not 100% sure who's on the server, there's a lot of awesome LPers and redstoners, builders, all that kind of jazz on the server. If you'd like to see a full list of who's on the server, open up the description below, take a look, and there's links to all their channels there. So today's episode, as I said, is going to be a little bit more relaxed than future episodes. Today's episode is mostly just going to be a little bit of a tour around the server, just to get you guys up to speed with what's on the server, what's been built so far, what I've built so far, and where I plan to go with what I've got. So, thought we'd start in the natural place in my house on the server. Now, there's a bit of a story behind this house. If you go out the front here, gotta love laggy SMP doors. If you go out the front, over this way, this is Corellis' house over there. And the house that I'm living in at the moment is, Corellis defines it as his guest house. He'd originally made it out of wool, and as mentioned, it was designed as a guest house, so for people to stay in if they wanted to. However, I did originally, when we first started the server, I'd earmarked a bit of land over this way, which I'll show you real quick. So I'd earmarked this little bit of land as my house because, I mean, seriously, look at that view. And I decided I was going to have like a pier down there, and or maybe there, and yeah, somewhere to fish, that kind of thing. And then Corellis got the idea of putting a lighthouse here, and he basically traded me this plot of land for the guest house. And I'm not entirely sure what this is. It was going to be a lighthouse. Looks like some kind of shrine. I'm hoping that a lighthouse does get built here. I think that would be quite cool. But yeah, so that's the story behind that plot of land. I was originally going to build my house there. Corellis offered me a fully built house. Since I'm pretty bad at house building, I thought I'd take him up on the offer. And so the guest house was mine. That being said, though, it was all wool, and I've had to block by block replace everything with wood, stone, all that kind of stuff. And I quite like the way it looks. It's quite a snazzy little house. Not really very Minecrafty. It's more of like a very modern house, as Corellis does. If you're not familiar with his channel, he does make a lot of modern buildings. But I kind of like it. It's like my little mansion. But yeah, so it's not completely finished at the moment. It's mostly finished. I've got most of the blocks replaced, and I quite like the color scheme, the dark wood, or the darkish. I think that's the is that the jungle wood? I think it's the jungle wood. Yeah, that'd be jungle. That'd be normal. Yeah. So it's the jungle wood. So yeah, I like the jungle wood with the stone bricks and the red wool. Got a little bit of ambient lighting around the place. I didn't want to use torches at all. Don't like the way they look inside the modern house like this. So, although I do have a ladder in the middle of the house. So up here we've got the bedroom. Of course, got a double bed. Single bed's not enough. And some lamps here. Quite like these lamps. I've hidden the power for those on the back of these blocks. You can see there's a lever there. And a lever over here. I don't know, I just like the way that these, you can't see where these are powered from unless you know where it is, and you can look back there, but I quite like the way that looks. And then over here we've got the kitchen. So of course you've got an oven down here, we've got a fridge, so it shoots out watermelons at the moment, but you can open this up and for example, put in an apple and some bread and some other stuff, so maybe some meat. And whenever you push that button, you'll get 2 food items out, and it'll be completely random. So you could get 1 watermelon and 1 steak. I just thought that was quite a cool little idea. Very simple to make, just 2 dispensers with an iron door in front of them and a button off to the side. The button I'm pretty sure there's a bit of bit of redstone underneath the button as well to power that bottom dispenser. So yeah, very, very simple, but a cool little. I don't know. I like it. I think it looks kind of cool. So then out here we've got the balcony. So I got a nice view of the animal pads over there, and then what I like to call the industrial district, and then over there you can kind of see the residential district. One thing that I've done here that I think is kind of cool is I've actually used the normal wood here and then a darker wood here. That was because of it was initially because of issues with trying to get the I'll match the colors down below, and I wanted to use the lighter wood for up here. But I like the way it looks. It almost looks like the this little balcony railing is casting a shadow, which I think is quite cool. So yeah, not much to the house though. Very, very simple. Because most of the houses in the spawn village are not actually where people are making their base. This is essentially just where we hang out. Most of the time spawn, store some of our stuff, and meet up. Basically, all of us have bases scattered around the place. So now back here we've got the pool area. So no Aussie backyard would be complete without the barbecue. So that's what I've got here, which is kind of cool. We got the hot plate in the middle, and yeah, a little bit fancy. Corellis had originally put a barbecue here on my request. I've just updated it a little bit. We've got a decking area with some sun chairs and an umbrella. As you can tell, none of this was my doing. This was all Corellis. And I'll have to remember to replace that with cobblestone. Sorry, a little bit obsessive. Got a swimming pool, as you do, and a hot tub with a little glowstone heating element, I guess you'd call it. And a few little garden elements around the place. And actually, it's over this way that I want. Out the back, we've got a little bit of a pathway down this way. Nothing out here at the moment. I'm not entirely sure what I want to put out here. I was thinking maybe like a pathway to a boat dock or something. Problem is, like this area here and the minecart line here is Corellis's area, and I want to be able to go with my boat out that way. But if I put my dock here, the minecart line is kind of blocking that, and I can only really go that way. So I'm going to have to figure something out. I might have to share some of this area with Corellis and put in a dock somewhere. But yeah, so that's my house. Now that that's out of the way, we will come back to my house later on. Just to show you the roof area. One issue, as you can see, there's still a bunch of white wool up on top of the house. I haven't decided yet what material I'm gonna use for the roof. As you can see, I got a bit of nether brick around the place. I'm just sort of testing that out to see what that looks like. Let me know what you guys think. I kind of like it, but the color's a little bit more brown than I would have liked. I wouldn't mind a little bit more of a red color, so maybe I might use the bricks on top. Or I could use red wool, but I'm not a big fan of the wool texture. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. What material you would use for the roof. I'll try out some things and see what we come up with. Okay, so next in line is Corellis's house. So this one here is Corellis. Actually down here. Oh, no, that's nothing. Okay, so Corellis' house is over here. That's down to the back, I believe. I don't know. Corellis' houses they always look great, and they are absolute mazes. So, okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the front door. Very, very artistic, as you can see. And let's do a little bit of trespassing. I'll just give you a quick tour of the house, as best I can, considering it's not actually my house, but. So it looks like a bit of a viewing area here. You got a nice big pool down there, bigger than mine, of course. And then what do we got down here? We have nothing, just a, I don't know, garage maybe. And then down here, I know for sure he's got his farms. So you got melon farm over here, wheat farm, and chests and stuff. So. And here we have Corellis' minecart line to sheep paradise. So my best guess as to what Sheep Paradise was for is that, as I mentioned, the guest house was originally made out of wool, and so I'm betting that this is where Corellis got most of the wool. So essentially it's just an island in the middle of a swamp biome and ocean biome that's covered with sheep. So yeah, this is where we get most of our wool. Apparently someone wants red wool at the moment. But yeah, nice little nature preserve. Alright, so moving on from Escapee somewhere. Oh, there he is. So yeah, moving on from Corellis' house, if I can figure out how to get out of here. I'm pretty sure there's a pathway up this way. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so moving on from Corellis' house, we've got the little shrine, I guess we'll call it. Down here is our slime farm. Now I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure this was made by Exuma and, I don't know, potentially Biffa, and a couple of other people have probably helped out on it as well. I'm just throwing names out there. It's been a while since this thing was made, and I heard anything about it, so I'm just guessing. But as you can see, relatively simple setup, just a few pads around, lit up so that it doesn't spawn other mobs. The slimes move into the water channels around the pads, get sent down this way. Let's see if we can sprint. And then are sent down to this lava grinder here, which grinds the big ones first, and then the mid-sized ones lets the small ones go through. And we'll see where that comes out later on in the tour. So back over here is where we need to go. Alright, so one extremely long ladder climb later, we're back to the surface. Not entirely sure whose house this is. A lot of people put signs and stuff in the front of their houses. I think this might be Biffa's place. Or maybe Red Eyes. It's possibly Red Eyes' place. But again, nice little house. Deceptively small. It looks a lot bigger from the outside. Random wooden pressure plate, which doesn't do anything to my knowledge. Moving on, we got Exuma's house. I'm, again, 90% sure this is Exuma's house. I can't tell for certain. Got looks like potion ingredient dispensers over here, or perhaps potions even. Yeah, actual potions. Nice, very nice. And a little walkway, farms. So X is doing pretty well for himself. We've got our notice board over here. Now this was an idea we came up with a little while ago, but the idea is we should have signs in this chest down here, which we do not at the moment. And if any important events come up on the server, like upcoming dual comms, giant projects, that kind of thing, I'm supposed to put a message up here. But as you can see, the only two messages are welcome monkey farm and derp. So important messages there. This house is just like just a random house, I believe. We got, I think this is Brenny Beast's house. I remember seeing a video where he claimed like a shell of a house over here. So I'm gonna assume that that's his place. This one here is Joe Hill's little fishing shack. We got Biffa's house, so obviously that one over there can't be Biffa's, so I'm gonna guess Red Eyes. I don't like hearing legs break. Okay, we got this house over here is a little bit of a troll house. I'm gonna just assign this one to Kirsha. So there you go, Kirsha, that's your house now. And over here we've got where the slimes come out from the farm. Of course, since it's SMP, extremely buggy at the moment. But as you can see, the future plans are to either make the slime balls fall from a nose. Personally, I like a nose. I think that'd be funny. Little boogers falling out. And so here we have our nether portals. We'll get to the nether later on. I'll show you the nether hub after we've finished with the actual HermitCraft village. And then out here we've got an unfinished bridge out to the Mushroom Island. So at the moment, it's really more of a pier just to fish off, but I'd like to see the bridge completed sometime soon. Although last time I checked, do I have any? Yeah, I've got some blocks on me. Last time I checked, the bridge was spawn protected. No, cool. I can actually add to it now. Okay, I might finish this bridge in a future episode if no one opposes to it, simply because I don't see the point of having a bridge to the middle of nowhere. It's a little bit too long to have a pier, too long to be a pier, sorry, and about half too short to be a bridge. So now I'm gonna jump out on a limb and say that this was designed by Corrales. This building, as you can see, is very, very well designed. A lot of cool curves and stuff. Usually he's the one prettying things up on the server, so that would be my guess. I, to be honest, have no real idea what these are. I can't access the buttons because I'm not an op on the server at the moment, and this area is spawn protected. Now, I've got to be honest, I do really like the, I'm guessing these are furnaces? Nope. Pistons, maybe. Whatever they are, I do like the use of those with the redstone lamps. I'm going to have to remember that. Oh, damn creepers. Okay, I'll replace that in a moment. Yeah, so we'll go over here to the industrial district. And so down here, I'm pretty sure this is just someone's branch mine. I've been down there and had a little bit of an explore, but I can't really tell if it's used for anything else aside from a branch mine. It looks like it should be. This is quite a fancy little pagoda above it. But yes, as best I can tell, it is just a branch mine. We've got the bread maker over here, which is a great source of free food. We've got seeds, we've got plenty of those. And not as much bone meal as we should probably have, but so the basic idea with this one, if you haven't seen this yet, actually I'll leave that one up. You push this to get a seed out, and where did my seed go? There it is. Okay, so the idea is that you put the seed in your hotbar here. You can then place the seed on the farmland. Now, placing the seed on the farmland activates a bud switch back here, which dispenses a bone meal, which then activates the bud switch again, results in the wheat breaking and then dispensing another seed. And so the basic effect of this is that you can sit here and just hold down right click, as I'm doing here, and it will just gradually spawn wheat. And once you're done, just flick the lever, walk in, collect your wheat and seeds. I'll just destroy that one. And put the seeds back. Very nice and simple. So quite a cool little design, that one. I do like that, since we do have other free food. We've got the watermelon tower here, which I'll get to in a moment. But I prefer bread simply because of the higher saturation level. You know, with the melon slices, you sit there and you're eating one every 10 seconds, basically. So not exactly my favourite food choice, but I do tend to carry those around more than not. And so here we've got our enchanting room, the public enchanter. And so the way that this one works, you've got the 4 levers on the front here, and you can tailor what level, essentially, you would like to have for the enchantments. So if you want a lower level, you do this, and the half slabs come up, block off the bookshelves, and you get a lower level, or you can put them down and get a higher level. Now, I do have 9 levels on me at the moment, and so I want to try and see what I can get on this unenchanted bow I've got here. I should do like that. 8. I want to use them all up, all of my levels. Got nothing else to enchant, so I may as well. Although if I see another 8 roll around, I think I'll get that one. There we go, we'll get the 8. And of course, power 1, pretty pathetic. I might chuck that up again and also use that last level if I can find a 1. There we go. So yeah, that's the public access enchanter. And down here we've got our XP farm. Down here you can see the skeleton spawner in there. and that'll feed the skeletons through this way, up through that glass tube that you saw on the top, and drops them down just enough to make them a one-hit kill. But as you can see, the system's not 100% reliable. Sometimes the skeletons will die on impact, and other times they'll take more than one hit to kill. But that being said, it is still a lot easier than going out there and getting your XP the old-fashioned way. And also, because skeletons drop quite a bit of stuff, like they drop the bones, arrows, and if you're lucky, they... why are they shooting each other? Yeah, if you get really lucky, you can get bows and even enchanted bows. At the moment, it doesn't look like we've got any enchanted bows. Sorry, that music is really loud. At the moment, we don't have any enchanted bows. Usually you just get power 1 and people stash them in this chest here. So I'll bow across. And then, of course, you've got bones. And it looks like someone's made a raid on the arrows. Yeah, so always nice to come down here and grab a few arrows if you need them. And here we have my Smurf. This is actually the P Smurf, the pistonized. Actually, no, it's not. This one uses the redstone lamps. So yeah, this is a Smurf. At the moment, it's not working. Now, I built this last time that I was on the server, but made a bit of a mistake with the design and haven't been back to fix it since. Down here, we've got our melon farm and pumpkin farm. As I was saying, very cool way to get a lot of food very quickly, and also cheap lighting. But so I like to, every time I'm on the server or whenever I'm around here, just come over here and periodically run these, and we stash watermelons in this side here, and pumpkins over here. Okay, what next? I think over here, yeah, this is the way. So over there we've got, I'm pretty sure that's Top Mass's place. Again, I'm not 100% sure. There are signs on the outside, but it's labelled it as the Eco Center. But from memory, I'm 90% sure that that's Top Mass's place. Now, this minecart line over here, I honestly don't know what this goes down to. I have been down there. It's some sort of a cave system, and there's redstone and stuff down there. I'm going to assume it's Top Mass's mine and whatever else, but very cool little mine. Oops, that was silly. Very cool little minecart ride. You go down on a little cyclone sort of thing all the way down to the bottom, and same sort of thing back up. Kind of dizzying, but looks very cool, especially because it goes underwater through glass, so you get a bit of a view if you can see it while you're spinning around in circles. Now over here we've got the tree farm, and so this is designed so that you just place your saplings down here, bone meal them, or you can just place them a little bit apart and let them grow naturally. And run along, cut the wood as you would, and then you can activate the water on the sides here, which pushes all of your wood and saplings into that channel, which can then be collected down here. So yeah, all of your stuff would come out here, you collect it, and chuck anything you don't want in those chests there. Very simple. I do like this down here. It serves no purpose whatsoever, even those levers in there, but I think it looks quite cool. Little sewer grate feeding out into this little lake thing here. And that pretty much brings us back to my place. There is, over here, you might have seen our animal pads. We've got mushroom and pigs on these at the moment. They can't get out, but you can get in by mushroom wants to escape. You flick this lever and blocks pop up here as like stairs for you. Just got to be careful not to let those mushrooms out though. And as I said, back to our place. Now, one of the things I love about my place, as I showed you before, there's a ladder up in my room here, which goes out to the roof. And I'd originally made this roof access because I should actually eat something. Because I was having an arrow fight with Exuma while he was building the tree farm, and I thought this was a pretty good vantage point to have, and then I jump on top of the tree here and shooting him from my roof. But I discovered earlier today, while I was getting ready for today's video, that I can actually parkour through HermitCraft from my house to the nether room. So I'm gonna try and do it in in one clean take. I am recording though, so there's a little bit of lag. Excuses, excuses, excuses. So I might fall down, but let's give this a shot. Almost made it. So yeah, the idea is to jump from that tree onto this roof, and then you just drop down onto that tree all the way down without taking any damage if you do it well. And normally I'm a lot quicker. I can sprint for the majority of that journey, except for going along that roof there, since it's those stairs, and take no damage. But as I'd mentioned, the lag is a little bit of a pain. Okay, so off to the nether. Alright, so this is our nether hub in progress. So, very big building. It's hard to really get the scale of it from down there, but as you can see, very big with these sloping surfaces, that cool nether brick fence. I don't even know what you'd call that. Looks like it's going to be going up to some sort of a chandelier maybe. And then I love this. This is in one of the live streams. We were myself, Generic B, Exuma, and a couple others were working on this. And yeah, as you might be able to tell, these are chains holding the nether portal platform in place. So. And random cactus. So yeah, I think that's a very cool room. I can't wait to see it when it's finished. Hopefully we can organise to get a bunch of the guys on the server at once, and we can do like a big dual com where we all work on this thing, and get it finished, because it's only about half finished, and already it looks amazing. So over this way we've got Biff's bowl. That looks quite cool. Pigman free since 1776. Yeah, right, buddy. There you go. Push this pigman in there. Alright. He can stay in there. So, yep, sorry, Biffy, you don't get to have this one anymore. Now, what else have we got? Sorry, a little bit of lag. I'm always really laggy when I get to the nether, which is a pain. Someone's house over that way, I think, might be... it's not Hypno. Could be Exuma. Not 100% sure. Then over this way, we've got Corellis this way. Generic B's Land of Trolliness and Death. Adventure map mode. No block place and no block break. And fair enough, I guess. Not sure what the deal is with the... I guess he just wants it to take a lot longer to get to his house. We've got towards Hypno, Joe Hills, and Shizuma, which that's my place as well, is off that way. And random exit, and that pretty much brings us back to the start. So, I'm going to show you what I've got going in the nether so far, and I can hear a magma cream around somewhere. Now, I don't have much going at the moment, as you might have guessed. I have only made a couple of brief visits to the server, but in that time, I've built the Smurf, as you saw in the HermitCraft village, replaced all the woolen blocks in my house with some sort of other block aside from the roof, which again, if you can think of something to use for the roof, some sort of a block, let me know. I would prefer something in a red. I've only got some sort of a red block. So maybe I was thinking maybe netherrack, but I don't know. I think the texture might be a little bit off. Sorry, just got to get my bearings. Last time I came on the server, that little tunnel wasn't there, but I'm 99% sure that my base is off this way. Okay, so one thing I need to build, I need major lag. I need to get from this side to over there where those torches are a lot quicker. So I'm thinking of building some sort of a bridge. Just wow, major lag. Oh yeah, some sort of a diagonal bridge across this way, perhaps. Just to get from A to B quicker. Man, that lag is just ridiculous. It's weird. It's like it'll be fine for a few seconds, and then all of a sudden it'll just start, 1 frame, 2 frames per second, and then back up to normal. So I'm assuming it's like loading new chunks or spawning mobs or something. But then we got this bridge out here. I didn't make this. This was built between now and the last time I was on the server, so thank you to whoever built that. Makes my job a lot easier. And it tunnels straight into my old portal room. And the land on the other side of the portal is quite a good landscape, so I'm thinking I will build my base on the other side there. For now though, this is what I'm using as a temporary base. This is castle static. Essentially it's just a section of the nether fortress, but it's very isolated from the rest. I'll give you a little bit of a tour, but there is a lot more nether fortress if you follow this pathway and go right. As you can see, there's a little bit poking out there, goes through the nether brick and then expands out into labyrinths and labyrinths of the stuff. Now I did have a tree here, as you can see, just sort of to bring a little bit of life into the nether, but I found myself needing a little bit of wood, so I butchered the tree. Been meaning to replace that since. I'll get to that between now and next week's episode. So here is just a little bit of roof access, which I think is kind of cool. Made a little bit of a staircase here, where we can look down on the trees. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put up here, but maybe a ghast hunting ground. Okay. Yeah, so just a little bit of roof access. Originally I made this the roof access simply because there were a whole heap of magma cubes and stuff on top of here that I wanted to get a hold of, and to start harvesting some of this soul sand. But I might turn this into like a rooftop garden or something. Haven't completely decided yet. And I want to do something with this room here. I'm thinking I might actually move the staircase back so it starts like here and then wraps around the room, and then that way when you get on top of here you're essentially facing towards those stairs. And then through this way we've got random hallway, and then pathway down to get down over here, and it looks like some sort of a tunnel over there that I might have to explore. And then over here we've got my netherwort farm. Now, very, very basic farm. It's just netherwort in the ground, essentially. And I just keep coming back here to periodically check on it. And, yeah, you know the drill. Chuck that all into here, as you can see. Okay, and down that way, we've pretty much just got a dead end. Yeah, the hallway carries on for a little while and then runs into, like, nether brick. And there's nothing on the other side, I have checked. And other than that, the castle is pretty bare at the moment, and there's dead ends all over the place, pointless hallways, whatnot. But over time, I'll slowly make this place more homely. Might put in some bedrooms, and actually bedrooms not a good idea. If you're not entirely sure why, try it, give it a shot, let me know what the results are. Now one thing I'm trying to do here, or I'm planning to do, you can see a piston up in the roof there, and those ghasts are really loud. I'm going to turn my game sounds down a bit. The idea is that at the moment the gate is open, but when I push a button or do something, I don't know, maybe I'll put like an arrow detector somewhere or something, the piston pushes the fences down and the fences line up. So with the normal wood fences, nether brick fences, normal wood fences, nether brick fences, which means that they seal in all the gaps and you won't be able to go into the castle. So I thought that was just a cool little, just a little bit of a touch on the castle to make it look more castle-y. But oh wow, it lags bad. I haven't had really any redstone to finish that until recently, and so I'll get to that soon enough. All right. Now, last stop on our tour is the other side of this portal. Man, that lag is really getting annoying. And I promise, guys, that'll be the last time I complain about lag, at least for this episode. An Aussie on a non-Aussie SMP server, or on any SMP server for that matter, is not going to do too well as far as latency goes. Alright, so let's get to my future base. Okay, so this is essentially where I was planning to make my my new base, and this was not made by me, so someone else has found this location, and I'm assuming they plan on building something here. So I'm either going to have to find out who's made this place, and we're going to have to like rock, paper, scissors or something, or I'm just going to have to find a new place to make my base, or they will. Either way, whoever wants it more, I guess. My plan was, I don't want to have my base in a the snowy forest. I'm not a big fan of forests, and I don't mind snow, but forest, forest. I'm not going to make my base in a forest, essentially. Forest. And so once we come out of the forest, we get out to here. I haven't explored that cave yet. We get out to this mountain here, and I think this is where I'm going to make my base, somewhere on this mountain. And this place is insane. Like down over this way, pretty sure it's down here, we have a ravine. And yeah, haven't done too much exploring in here, but definitely got a ravine, as you can see, which is awesome, because ravines, as you can see, are full of resources. Most of them very easy to get, and they usually lead on to decent cave systems. And there's also an absolute ton of cave systems throughout this hill. And I've got just a temporary base over here. This is where I'm currently storing just random junk. If I get anything valuable, I'm putting them in these top two chests, and then running them back to my nether base. And with that, you guys are caught up on my progress on the HermitCraft server, and essentially caught up on what I plan to do on the server. So for future episodes, I'm going to have to... yeah, it's not 100% certain if I'm going to be building my base here at the moment. I was planning on building my base here, but that bed over by the portal is a little bit worrying. So I'm going to try and find out whose bed that was. Sort out whether they want this area more than I do or not. So in the next episode, we'll either be moving on, trying to find a new place, or we'll be building our base somewhere here. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed so far. In future episodes, we'll probably aim to do some dual comms with the other guys on the server. Nothing really planned ahead of time. Just to rock up, and whoever's on is on. We'll just figure out something fun to do. And then occasionally we might have some bigger events. So like working on the Nether hub, for example, and that. Really not used to trying to sprint on servers. The double tap isn't quite the same as on single player. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you're as excited for more episodes as I am. But now, as I said, you guys are caught back up. We've got a sort of a foundation to work from. So, as I said, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm Static, and I will see you guys next time.